Which video game had the biggest impact on you, or consider the greatest? Why? Portal 2 Coop made me realize all my friends were retarded. Minecraft been playing since 2011. I don't think it's the best game by any mean, but Mortal Kombat had a huge impact on my life. I thought it'd be cool to learn martial arts after playing it, which made me interested in Asia, which made me decide to take a Japanese history class in college, which caused me to get a minor in Asian studies. One of the classes included to study abroad to Korea, during which I met people who were teaching there, and eventually I decided to pack up my life and move there as a teacher. I started at a little cram school, and now it's been 9 years, and I'm teaching at a university that's ranked in the top 15% of universities. Clifford the Big Red Dog on my Leapfrog or My Little Mermaid on the PC. I was so young, only good memories. Pokémon Yellow. It was the first game I ever played, and I played it on my purple Game Boy. Man, I miss the Game Boy. That game spiraled a love for Pokémon that survives until this very game and encouraged me to try a lot of other great Nintendo games. Shout out to Mario and the 6 Golden Rings on the GBC. Oh shit, I forgot about how Pokémon also ate up my childhood along with Tony Hawk. Yes, Silver was the first game I got though, but it was incredible. So many monsters. Such an adventure. UGHH. My time in Gen 2 was amazing, but for me, the originals are the best. I played Pokémon Crystal so much that my cartridge stopped working. I also refused to pick any starter that wasn't Totodile, so that's a thing. My first Pokémon game was Black and White. Nowadays, I only play either one version of each gen or special editions. Shout out to New Super Mario Bros. For making all Mario games too easy. Halo CE and Halo 2. The first vivid memories that I've got playing video games were playing Halo with my uncle and my 2 cousins back when I used to live in Colombia. Ah, the nostalgia. This should be obvious because of my username, but the Metroid franchise has been the most influential on my life. It fueled my passion for exploration and wonder of outer space, leading to my interest in a career as an aerospace engineer and astronaut. I fucking love Metroid, dude. I remember playing Prime on my GameCube on my tiny-ass box TV and just being absolutely floored with the ambience, graphics, and everything. I even beat Omega Pirate on my first try, which was a huge deal cause none of my friends couldn't. They had always been better than me, haha. So funny you mention a career in aerospace, as that's almost the route I took too. Even got accepted to SDSU for aerospace engineering years ago. LMAO, that's awesome. As it happens, Prime was the third video game I ever played, preceded by Smash Melee and Mario Kart Double Dash. Super cool, we're both Aero, though I'm at UMD. Man, this AskReddit turned out to be more telling than I expected. Mario Odyssey. I had played many Mario games before Odyssey, but Odyssey made me realize Mario can be so much more than just getting from A to B. I found so much joy exploring every nook and cranny of every kingdom and finding so many moons. Fantastic experience, 10 out of 10. GTA 4. That was the game changer, changed my mind. GTA 5, GTA Online is even better. Lots of griefers though. I can already feel the down votes. All the older people hitting you with their opinion until you can't talk. I can already feel it. That's okay. I play GTA Online, so I am used to being attacked for no reason. Tony Hawk's Underground probably for me. Just wrote this in another video game related thread, which made me want to ask this question. When I was a 4th grader, I bought Thug on sale. Then I had to get a real skate shop made skateboard, in hopes of pursuing the narrative of Thug, and becoming a pro skater. I spent most future allowances and my paperboy money on skateboarding. I was completely obsessed with skateboarding up till high school. I liked THUG too, but wasn't as impressed overall. The story didn't do it for me. I enjoyed Wasteland more though. After that is when the EA skate games took over. The controls were phenomenal to anyone who enjoyed skating in real life and ended the Tony Hawk series in my mind. Then the impact of that thug started to finally fade a bit nearing the end of high school. Still love that game and skateboarding though. But truly, Thug transformed my childhood. Starting from THPS 1, these games shaped my music taste for life. Final Fantasy VII. It kept me entertained and spoke to me in so many ways over the years. It is a great story with a lot of relatable characters. It has a lot of themes that aren't always present in games, movies, shows, books and stories in general. Changed how I looked at the world and people. Changed how I looked at myself. How do you feel about the remake? I like it. It feels a little unpolished. I imagine that another year or two would have made it spectacular. I don't know if it has the same replayability as the original, but I enjoyed playing it and will probably do another playthrough before the second part comes out. I liked what they added. I don't really mind what they removed. I found it challenging but not frustrating. There are a few times I was like, this is stupid, but it didn't take away from the story or overall flow. What good RPG game doesn't make you a little mad at times? I think I could recommend the game to old fans, general gamers and people who enjoy a nice story. Honestly, I had a few opinions about some small stuff, but I am confident that I couldn't have easily done a better job. Of course, I could never really replace teams of experts and such, but moreover, there are very few things that had me going, that was a stupid choice and it should have been this instead. As an old fan, that is probably the biggest compliment I can honestly give. Cool. I think I might give it a go. I never played it when I was a kid, but I downloaded and played the original on an emulator in late teens, early adulthood, and I can see why it's so high regarded. Definitely has an impressive environment story. However, I just saw the dunk view of it, which tore it apart, but saw that many disagreed with him, so I didn't know what to think. FFVII is up there for me, too. I got it as a gift from my dad around the time that one of the most important people in my 8-year-old life died. That game fucked me up big time, but it was also cathartic. Also, I loved the remake. I'm not fond of Greater Than Big D Destiny, The Whispers of Fate, a la Kingdom Hearts. Ah, Nomura, you just can't help yourself, can you? And the series blowing its load early with all the Sephiroth appearances. Lesson. But other than that, I can't sing its praises enough. I'm currently about halfway through my hard mode playthrough and onto the Platinum Trophy. I am on the last chapter of my hard mode playthrough. I have a few small things I also need to go back and do to get my Platinum Trophy. Greater Than. In regards to your complaints, I assume that when the second part comes out, it will be as if the last chapter didn't happen. I just saw it as a way to give the game a little bit of a kick, considering it will be years before we get the next part. Lesson. To also lend credence to it still being good and mostly following the original story. In the Ultimania that was recently released, Yoshinori Kitase, OG director and remake producer, said in an interview that things will still, overall, follow the same storyline. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and now Breath of the Wild. Dark Souls 3 for Impact. It's the first of the series that I played. I learned to see failure differently, to see it as a baby step of progress and to learn from it going forward. I also learned that sometimes life is fucking stupid bullshit and to just get through it because the bonfire has got to be close, goddammit. That whole series is one of the best I've experienced. Played from Demon to Dark Souls 3 plus a little Sekiro. Can't wait for Elden Ring. Metal Gear Solid really opened my mind to the possibilities of games. It's got a great story, unique gameplay and a killer soundtrack. I believe it was one of the most influential games of my time. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I have had this game for about 10 years on the Game Boy Advance and have been playing ever since. I absolutely love this game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater opened the door to so much good music for me. Hell yeah, that formed my youth. Look at my personal comment on this thread. Although it was an underground for me. Skyrimus, my kids got it for me after my wife had passed away. It was something that I could spend hours and hours playing, keeping my mind distracted. I think it was one of the things that kept me sane during that time. DDLC has helped me get over some really hard moments of my life as well as made me sympathize with a video game character. Did you still hang on that game? Sly Cooper games literally set the standard for what constitutes a witty, fun, and engaging game for me. Overwatch. It got me out of a state of mild depression in 2018. The first online game I ever played as well, so it broke me into that as well. I love that game, but it's slowly dying and it's really sad. Red Dead Redemption 2. Same, that ending hit me hard. The world ends with you. I have repeatedly posted about this game and I love it. Half-Life 2. That game made me want to become a game developer, which has probably shaped my entire education and career. Sonic 06. Now I know there are people who despise it, and I can see why. But it was the biggest impact on me. It made me appreciate game detail and how companies plan and make future games. I consider it the greatest. More like one section of it. Because of the music, Solaris' Second Form really hits. Also, the recreations of 06 songs and stage in Generations really shows that no matter how good a game is, the company will acknowledge it. It also made me like and try and find glitches in games. My friend says he knows someone who likes the game, so you're not alone. Games that left a lasting impression on me. Final Fantasy VII, That Dragon Cancer, Mass Effect, Borderlands 2, Day of the Tentacle, Ultima Underworld, Thief 2, all for very different reasons. But they stand out in my mind, and will continue to probably forever. Edit. That dragon, not the dragon. I am too a huge fan of the Dragon Cancer. Jokes aside, the games are amazing and I love the world building so much. That Dragon Cancer, asterisk if I'm correct. This one has been in my wish list for a while now. Ah yeah, that's a typo. Thanks. Ooh, I'd forgotten about Ultima Underworld. So good. Ultima 7 was always my favorite. Years ahead of its time. Weirdly though, it's rare to find anyone that remembers the Ultima series. BioShock Infinite, one of the best games I've ever played. The story in that game is absolutely crazy. It's two games for me. First, Witcher 3. I shall never not judge any quest in any future game against the quests in Witcher 3. Witcher 3 has the best quests in any game so far. Period. The fact that basically every good RPG even now, 5 years after Witcher 3, are still being judged against it shows that this is one of, if not the best game of all time. The second one for me is Zelda, Breath of the Wild. While Witcher had the best quest system, Zelda has the best open world. It just feels so satisfying to just run around the world, explore every little cave and finding shrines or Koroks hidden everywhere. I have like a few hundred hours in this game over multiple playthroughs and I spent like 95% of the time just exploring the world without getting bored for a single second. This game is arguably also a candidate for best game of all time in my opinion. Borderlands 2 was the first coop looter shooter I ever played and it's what helped forge my friendship with my best friend of over a decade. Even though my buddy is in the military now, I still chat and game with him when I can. Thankfully, when the lockdown finally ends, he'll be home for a while and we can catch up in person. Minecraft has had a big impact on me because that is where I bonded with a bunch of my friends. Especially the boy I like. Not a big huge gamer, but The Sims, it made me question my reality. The World Ends With You, the Persona series and Team Fortress 2. The first two have had profound impacts on me I cannot even begin to describe. and the third is TF2. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.